Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Salma and my friends Raysha Devi will present about conventional financial market. So let's get started.
Today's agenda. What is financial market? Function of financial market, types of financial market, main participant in financial market, types of participant in financial market, and financial market divided into money and capital market.
The first is, what is financial market? A market system that facilitates trade between financial products and derivatives. It refers broadly to any marketplace where the trading of securities occurs. Financial market trade in all types of securities and are critical to the smooth operation of capitalist society. Financial markets create securities products that provide a return for those who have access funds, investors or lenders, and make these funds available to those who need additionally money or borrowers.
The function of financial market. First, fund collector and intermediaries between interested parties in financial market. Second, has an important economic function in challenging and in channeling fund from parties with excess fund to parties who need funds. And the last one is by allowing free market for the flow of capital and financial liability, financial market make the global economy run more smoothly and allow investors to participate in capital gains over time.
Next is types of financial market. The first is stock market, venues where companies list their shares and bought and sold by traders and investors. Stock may be traded on list exchanges such as the New York Stock Exchange or NYSE or Nasdaq or else over the counter and etc. These markets are used by companies to raise capital via an initial public offering or IPO, with shares subsequently traded among various buyers and sellers in what is known as a secondary market. Stock trading is carried out through a regulated exchange, and it plays an important role in the economy as a measure of the overall health of the economy as well as providing investors with capital gains and dividend income. The participants are, first is investor and traders. The second is market makers, specialists who maintain liquidity and provide two-side market. And the last is brokers or third parties that facilitate trading between buyers and sellers, but do not take equal position in shares. Next.
Over-the-counter markets. It doesn't have physical location and trading is conducted electronically in which market participants trade security directly between two parties without a broker. Handling certain stock trade, for the example, is small or risky companies that do not meet the stock exchange listing criteria. The transactions that take place within it are much less regulated, less liquid, and more opaque.
Next is obligation or bond markets. Is security in which an investor loans money for a dividend period at a pre-established interest rate. The bond market also is called the debt, credit, or fixed income market. Bonds are issued by corporations as well as by municipalities, states, and sovereign government to finance project and operation. The bond market sells securities such as notes and bills issued by the United States Treasury, for example.
Money market. The money market trade in products with highly liquid short-term maturities or of less than 1 year and are characterized by a high degree of safety and a relatively low return in interest. At the wholesale level, the money market involve large volume trades between institutions and traders. At the retail level, they include money market mutual funds, both by individual investor and money market account opened by bank customer. Individuals may also invest in the money market by buying short-term certificate of deposit or CDS, municipal notes or US Treasury bills, among other examples.
Derivatives market. Derivatives are secondary securities whose value is wholly derived from the value of the primary security that they are linked to. Is a contract between two or more parties whose value is based on an agreed upon underlying financial asset like a security or set of assets like an index. Rather than trading stock directly, a derivatives market trades in futures and option contract and other advanced financial products that derive their value from underlying instruments like bonds, commodities, currencies, interest rates, market index, and stock. Futures market are where futures contracts are listed and traded. It utilities a standardized contract specification is well regulated and utilities clearinghouse to settle and confirm trades. Option market, future and option exchange may list contract on various asset classes such as equities, fixed income securities, commodities, and so on. Next.
Forex market is a market where participants can buy, sell, hedge, and speculate on exchange rates between currency pairs. This market is the most liquid market in the world because cash is the most liquid asset. This market is decentralized and consists of a global network of computers and brokers from around the world. The forex market consists of banks, commercial companies, central banks, investment management companies, hedge funds, and retail forex broker and investor.
Commodities markets. It is a place where producers and consumers meet to exchange physical commodities such as agricultural products. The example is corn, livestock, soybeans, energy products like oil, gas, carbon credits, precious metals like gold, silver, and platinum, or commodities soft such as cotton, coffee, and sugar. Known as the spot commodity market where physical goods are exchanged for money. Most of this commodity trading takes place on the derivatives market, which use spot commodities as the underlying asset.
Cryptocurrency market is a market that has a very fast and extreme rate of change and fluctuation. In just a few hours, a cryptocurrency can achieve a price increase of up to 1000%. Cryptocurrency platform known as a blockchain. The function of blockchain technology is to regulate and maintain any additional data stored in each block. Transaction activities can be carried out using cryptocurrency, namely, first, buy and sell Bitcoin on the stock exchange, second, personal expenses, third, crowdfunding or mass fundraising.
Main participant in financial market. The first is firm use stock and bond markets to raise capital from investors. The second is speculators look to various asset classes to make directional bets on future prices. The third is hedgers use derivatives market to mitigate various risks. The fourth is arbitrators seek to take advantage of mispricings or anomalies observed across various markets. And the last is brokers as mediators that bring buyers and sellers together, earning a commission or fee for their service.
Here's the types of participant in financial market. There is some companies like insurance companies, finance companies, bank, merchant banks, companies or firm, the individual, government or regulator, and many more. Next,
The financial market is divided into two. The first is money market. The period is short term. The second is the main instrument are SBI, SBPO, certificate of deposit, etc. The third is authorized by Bank Indonesia. Then all transactions are in the bank. And the last is risk and money market earnings are smaller and more stable than the capital market. And the second is capital market. The first is the period is long term, more than 1 year. The second is the main instruments are stock, bonds, mutual fund, and derivative instrument. The third is authorized by the Ministry of Finance of the Republic of Indonesia through the Capital Market Supervisory Agency or BAPEMPAM. The next is all transactions are on the stock exchange and securities company. And the last is risk and capital market earnings are greater and more volatile than the money market.
money market is a market system that facilitates trade between product and financial derivatives. For the example, stock exchange that facilitate trading in stocks, bonds, and warrants.
The function and the benefits. The first is as a facilitator to collect funds in the form of short-term securities. The second is in intermediary or facilitator in trading short-term securities, sources of financing for companies to invest, an intermediary for foreign investor in extending short-term credit to Indonesian companies, and the last function is as an alternative means of financial institution, non-financial companies. The benefit from the party that made the fund, uh, the benefit is helping parties who are experiencing and undergoing financial difficulties and to earn income from a certain interest rate. And from those who need funds, the first is absorbing labor and increasing people's income, meet the needs in the short term to finance the company's working capital needs, and the last is fulfilling the needs of goods and services for the community.
Money market instrument. First, Bank Indonesia Certificates or SBI is a short-term security issued by Bank Indonesia as the central bank, which is intended to be purchased by commercial bank with a very large nominal value. The purpose to reduce the circulation of money in society. And next, money market security or SBPU that issued by commercial bank and only purchased by Bank Indonesia with a large enough nominal value. The purpose to increase commercial bank liquidity and to reduce inflation. Next, certificate of deposit is a financial instrument issued by the bank for customer deposit with a certain maturity period and interest rate. Next, commercial paper prompts not accompanied by guarantee issue by the company to obtain short-term fund and sell to investor in the money market. Next,
Money market instrument. The first is call money, lending and borrowing activities between one bank and another bank for a short period of time. The second is repurchase agreement, marketable security sale and purchase transaction with an agreement that the seller will repurchase the sold securities on the date and at the predetermined price. And the last is bankers acceptance, used to provide credit to exporters or importers to pay for a number of goods or to buy foreign currency. Next.
Capital market. Capital Market Law number 8 of 1995 concerning the capital market defines the capital market as activities that relate to public offering and securities trading. Public companies related to the securities they issue, as well as institution and profession related to security. The capital market is a means of funding for companies and other institutions, for example, the government, and a mean or medium for investing activity.
The function first is a medium of increasing capital for business. Income equalization medium, a medium of increasing production capacity, a medium of creating a workforce, increase in state income, and country economic indicator. The instruments are stock, bond, mutual funds, and derivative. Next.
Types of capital market. There are primary market and secondary market. The primary market is the first share offering from the issuer to investor during the time and that determined by the issuer before the share have not been traded on the secondary market. The share price in the primary market is determined by the underwriter and the company that goes public based on a fundamental analysis of the company concerned. The secondary market is a place for sale and purchase transaction of shares between investors after passing the period of the offering of share on the primary market. At the latest 90 days after the issuance permit is granted, the security must be listed on the stock exchange. Secondary market share price fluctuate in accordance with market expectation. The authorized party is the broker. There is a commission charge for sales and purchases. Orders are made through exchange member. The time period is unlimited. Here's the abstract. Okay, we think it's enough for this material. Thank you guys for joining in this discussion. See you in another time. Bye.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.